It's been done. I finally finished watching through Star Wars Rebels. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I've been watching on the side. Haven't talked about much unless you followed along with Chris's Cantina, and that is Star Wars Rebels. Now, if you don't know what Star Wars Rebels is, it's a TV show that came on Disney XD, I believe, and it aired from like 2014 to 2018. It takes place between Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and Episode 4, A New Hope. So it's kind of bridging the gap in that sense, and it's a completely new gang of characters with Ezra Bridger, Kanan Jarrus, Harrison Dula, Zeb, Sabine, and the droid Chopper. And they go on this ship, the Ghost, and it just starts out with them going on missions on the Ghost, and then obviously in the first episode they pick up Ezra Bridger, and then a bunch of adventures ensue. And before I give you guys my thoughts on Rebels, definitely hit the like button. Comment your thoughts on the show down below. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think that it's a kiddie show, or do you think that it adds a lot to the Star Wars universe? And definitely consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos, as well as that notification bell. And right out of the gate, I want to say I have to apologize because at a time in my life, I was always thinking this show is just a kid's show. There's no need to watch it. Now I can confidently say Star Wars Rebels is amazing. I really dug it. I don't think it's as good as Star Wars The Clone Wars, but again, that's a lot of nostalgia talking right there. And the one thing it has a leg up on Clone Wars is with this show, you're following the same group of characters from start to finish. It's not like, okay, we're going to follow these three characters for 3 or 4 episodes of an arc, and then we're going to hop over to this group on the other side of the galaxy, which could be the case with Clone Wars. And again, that's not like something a lot of people love. I dig that because I like to see all these new Star Wars stories across the galaxy. I'm basically just going to be highlighting my favorite moments from this show, what I think makes it great, and why I think you guys should be watching it if you haven't given it a look and you are a Star Wars fan. So there will be spoilers for Star Wars Rebels, some, but I will give you guys a very clear warning before I go into them, so you don't have to worry if you haven't seen it. I will give you guys a warning. Season 1, I think, is solid. Definitely took a while to get going, in my opinion. I was hooked in the beginning, and then it turned into one mission on this planet. Let's go over here and do this mission, which again, I'm cool with. Literally, The Mandalorian does that half the time. But it took a while for me to really care about the characters and get to know them. And again, that's what I expected going in. And from here on out, there will be spoilers. So if you have not seen Rebels, I'll put a timestamp to where I can give you guys why I think you should watch this show, and there won't be spoilers there, but there will be spoilers in 3, 2, 1. At the end of Season 1, Ahsoka Tano shows up, and that's when I was like, okay, you bring back a character that we all love from Clone Wars, you gotta love it. So Season 2 introduces a lot of characters that we already love, including Captain Rex, who's my favorite clone from the entire Star Wars saga. Absolutely love Rex. So getting to see him a lot older with some of his war buddies, it's really cool, and they're like on a walker on this abandoned planet. And then he joins the rebellion, and that was just such a cool thing to see. And there's also the character of Agent Kallus, who is playing this villainous role through a lot of the first few seasons. His arc, though, with Zeb, the Lasat, the last of the Lasats, is very cool to see, simply because they don't really do that in Star Wars much. And you get to know this character of Kallus, and he actually turns. He turns out to be the spy within the Empire, and he ends up working with the Rebels, and I loved that aspect of his character. I hope we see more of him down the road. He's actually one of my favorite characters from the show, surprisingly, and I love Zeb too. I don't know if we'll see them again. Only time will tell, but the standout moments from the show, I mean, come on. The Season 2 finale is the best episode of Rebels by far, and it peaked there, but it still was good throughout. Absolutely adored the duel between Ahsoka and Vader, and then you got Darth Maul thrown into the mix as well, but like, come on. Ahsoka v. Vader is peak Rebels, in my opinion. Vader talks about like, oh, revenge is not the Jedi way. And then she's like, I am no Jedi. And then she ignites her sabers. I was like, it's going down. That's literally clutch. That chills right now thinking about it. Absolutely crazy moment from the show. Darth Maul's brought back in this, and it's just great to see his character development and dealing with the holocrons. There's a lot to dive into. I'm not going to talk about every detail because there literally is so much to dive into Rebels. I think you guys should go watch it if you haven't seen it. And if you have, and you're hearing me talk about it for the first time, that's obviously cool as well. I know a lot of my subscribers have told me to watch Rebels. Shout out all of you if you've ever said watch Rebels, because I finally did it. And then, of course, you get Thrawn in there, who's just a menacing presence on screen. I compare him to Thanos. Anytime Thrawn steps on screen and his theme starts to play, I get scared because I feel his presence and the weight that he carries. He could do anything. He's going to outsmart you. He's not going to beat you in a hand-to-hand combat fight. He's going to outsmart you. He's already 5 steps ahead of you. That's what I love about Thrawn. We'll talk about him in a second again when it comes to why I think everyone should watch this show moving forward for Star Wars. And there's a lot of filler episodes here and there. Moving into Season 3, there's some filler, with Vizago and these other characters where they do these little side missions. It's fine. It is what it is. And it's a good thing about Rebels is they bring back like Leia in an episode, Lando in an episode. So they introduce you to a lot of characters. Wedge is in there. So there's a lot of smaller characters that we come to know and love in the original trilogy that interact with the ghost and the crew, and it's really cool to see. I enjoy season 3. I think it's really solid, of course. Twin Sons episode, of course, one of my favorites. Seeing Obi-Wan v. Maul is so cool. It shows how powerful Obi-Wan Kenobi is. He's in his prime, and that's the Obi-Wan Kenobi we're going to see in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Gets me absolutely stoked. And of course, we see that iconic Kenobi scream, which I just love. Kenobi! I was looking forward to that because I had seen the videos of it so much on Twitter. And then we see them fight, and Obi-Wan takes him out. With the swing of his lightsaber, he just takes him out. Cuts Maul's saber hilt in half and kills him. And he just holds him there as he dies. This shows how powerful Obi-Wan is. And moving into season 4, we get to see more Bo-Katan, more on the Mandalore plot, which is what I'm excited to see moving forward in The Mandalorian, which again, I'm going to talk about in a second. How she ultimately ends up with the darksaber. As we know, it goes to Moff Gideon moving forward, and now Mando has it in season 3. Then you get some really sad moments as well, notably the death of Kanan Jarrus, and that just hit you right in the feels. It hits. He sacrifices himself. It shows that Rebels isn't afraid to kill main characters. That's something that Star Wars and Marvel have suffered, is killing main characters. They killed the main character of the show, arguably, alongside Ezra, so they did it. They didn't hold back, and I just love the impact that moment had. Season 4 sets up a lot in the future, but also leaves you wondering, which is what I think a finale should do. We see Sabine looking at this mural of the original Rebels crew, and Ahsoka pulls up, and I had chills. I actually got teary-eyed thinking about it. She goes to find Ezra, and that's where I'm like, we got to see that in the Ahsoka show. So overall, Rebels, really enjoyed it. I mean, I highly recommend it if you're a Star Wars fan. And now I'm going to get into like why I think you should watch this show if you haven't. Welcome back if you wanted to skip the spoilers, but now I'm going to talk about why I think this show is crucial to watch moving forward, because we had already seen Bo-Katan and Ahsoka Tano come into play in The Mandalorian in Season 2, so it only makes sense that these Rebels characters are going to show up down the road in The Mandalorian. We've heard rumors of Mina Massoud being cast as Ezra Bridger, and I fully believe that he's going to show up in the Ahsoka Tano show. I think that's kind of what was set up, and now I'm wondering, where was Sabine in The Mandalorian? Makes no sense. Maybe she was just off on a side mission. I'm sure that's what they'll roll with, and I think we will have to see Sabine at some point, because she's just such a badass character, and I think it would make sense knowing her relationship with Ahsoka and how they're going to try and find Ezra. So I really am stoked to see that. And then, of course, we get the Grand Admiral Thrawn name drop in Episode 5 of Season 2 of The Mandalorian, which, again, hints at his existence. He's still out there. So we got to see him and Ezra again. We have to see Sabine again. I heard they're going to bring Hera Syndulla maybe back for Rangers of the New Republic. So it's coming all to fruition. All of these animated characters from this show are likely going to come back in live action form in the TV universe that Star Wars and Disney Plus is building. So I highly recommend watching this if you want to be up to date on every single piece of like canon content that's going to be in like movies and TV shows. I got to recommend Rebels. Again, I think that it's a faster watch than Clone Wars. It's less episodes. And again, you're following the same group of characters from start to finish. Push through the first season if it's not for you, because it really does pick up at the end. And it's funny because originally I watched like 8 episodes of Rebels when it came on, and I bailed on it. That was in 2014. And I've come full circle now. I have completed that watch through. What a show. Have you seen Star Wars Rebels? If so, let me know what you think of it down below. Are you excited to see a lot of these characters come back in live action down the road? I know I am. This show totally won me over. I'm still Team Clone Wars, but again, I love them both. It's hard to compare. It's like comparing Infinity War and Endgame. Thank you all for watching. Expect a ton of Star Wars content coming soon with the Bad Batch premiering on Star Wars Day. Again, I have a TikTok, Letterboxd, Instagram, Twitter, all at Filmstock. I post a lot on TikTok now, so feel free to follow me over there. But thank you all for watching, and I'll leave you with this because it is a Star Wars video. May the Force be with you.